Good afternoon, Raven fans, and welcome inside O.C. Lewis Gymnasium for this HCAC doubleheader between the men's and women's teams of your Anderson University Ravens and the visiting Earlham College Quakers. First up this afternoon, we'll have the women's game. Your Ravens come in 0-18 on the season, 0-11 in conference play, still hunting their first win. And while they're shorthanded again this afternoon, they do have a decent chance at stealing a victory today as Earlham comes in 3-15 and 3-8 in HCAC play. AU is coming off of a tough defeat to Franklin on Wednesday night here inside O.C. Lewis. Final score was 71-47, but the game was not really that close. AU through three quarters was 7 of 27 from the field with 32 turnovers. Cleaned it up a bit in the fourth against some of Franklin's reserves and made the score a little more respectable. So see if they can bounce back with a stronger showing here this afternoon. And Earlham is coming off of a 58-39 loss at Bluffton. Bluffton at 8-3 and third in the conference standings, a very solid team. Kendall Spears led the Quakers with 8 points. Mentioned the Ravens are shorthanded again this afternoon. They only have 6 players in uniform as 7 Ravens are injured. It's the same 6 that went on Wednesday night in the same starting lineup, which we will have for you here after we step aside momentarily for the national anthem.
Are you recording play-by-play?
I have the live stats.
Okay. I'm just going to say this because I had this happen in my last game, college game. We may come to you if we have a situation.
Okay.
But so
Check the time.
Well, we had a situation last time where a timeout got charged to the wrong team.
Okay.
Had to go back all the way through it and find it. So I'm glad I know somebody has that because that doesn't happen at every game. And that happened at a JUCO game, and they never do that at a JUCO game, but they did at this one, and we were able to rectify it. So.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Quakers, a 5'6" sophomore guard out of Louisville, Kentucky, number 10, Cameron White. A 5'11" senior forward out of Kodak, Tennessee, number 14, Mariah Flynn. A 5'6" sophomore guard out of Plainfield, Indiana, number 15, Kendall Spears. A 5'5" freshman guard out of Sacramento, California, number 30, Acacia Tennett. And a 5'10" sophomore forward out of Newcastle, Indiana, number 43 is Zoe Curtis. The Quakers are led by head coach Shauna Watson. She's assisted by Maisie Elston. And the starting lineup for your Anderson University Ravens, a 5'11" senior guard out of Columbus, Ohio, number 10, Burnell Williams. A 5'8" freshman forward out of Elkhart, Indiana, number 15, Jordan Ware. A 5'8" freshman forward out of Salem, Indiana, number 22, Rihanna Watson. A 6'1" freshman center out of Fairmont, Indiana, number 34, Hannah Hawkins. And a 5'9" freshman forward out of Warsaw, Indiana, number 35, Hannah Dunn. 6-foot freshman center, number 42, Marlo McVeigh, the lone option the Ravens have coming off the bench this afternoon with all their other players injured. So we'll see a lot of minutes from Marlo this afternoon as well. Ravens led by head coach Lindsay Shade. She's assisted by Vanessa Tiarina and Ashley Williams. Ravens in home gray uniforms with orange numbers and letters and black trim. The Quakers in road maroon uniforms, maroon numbers with white trim. Jumping for the Ravens will be Hawkins, and jumping for the Quakers is Flynn. Flynn wins the tip, and Earlham pushes, attempts a layup early. A lot of contact there on the shot by White, but no call, and it goes out of bounds. Will stay with the Quakers. Earlham very assertive there off the tip. Got a shot up in about 3 seconds. Inbounded to Flynn. She gives back to Tanette. And now the Quakers will set up their offense. On the right wing with Spears. She gives to the top of the key to White, and it's reversed to Flynn on the left wing. Thought about the three. Now 12 on the clock. The ball's reversed to Tanette. She drives baseline, kicks to the corner. Step back, long two, missed short by Spears, and a long rebound. Hawkins first to the floor. Ball squirts free back to Tanette, and Earlham has a fresh 30. Flynn looking inside, a great pass, and the Quakers on the board as Curtis converts a left-handed layup. Now Earlham will pick up full court as Ware looks to bring it across, splits the double team, attacks the basket, pulls up from 6 feet, too strong off the glass. Tanette with the rebound, outletted ahead to Curtis, no Ravens back, and she lays it in with the left hand. Zoe Curtis has 2 easy layups. Watson to Hawkins, and the Ravens break the 10 count. Looking for Williams cutting back door, first turnover of the afternoon for the Ravens. Problem that's plagued them all season. Tanette gives off to Spears. Now Spears pulls it back out. Flynn back to Spears. She'll let the three go from the left wing. Nothing but net. And an early timeout from Coach Shade as the Quakers lead 7-0. 8:27 left first quarter. Watson runs the baseline and inbounds to Hawkins out of the timeout. Zone pressure from the Quakers. Watson gets it across, but her pass for Ware thrown away. Coming away with the steal is Curtis. Quakers again push back in transition. Now set up their offense on the right wing with Spears. Flynn, top of the key, gives to Tanette. Tanette puts it on the floor. Gives back to Spears, looking inside for Curtis. Watson steals that entry pass. She'll bring it across herself, crosses over left, now steps back into the circle. Ravens will initiate a half-court set, really for the first time this afternoon. 15 on the shot clock. Ware pass lobbed inside to Hawkins. Great catch. Hawkins kicks out to Williams. Williams got away with the travel, puts it on the floor. She's fouled. Will inbound on the baseline. That's the first foul of the afternoon on either side. And it's charged to Cameron White. Checking in for the Quakers, number 4, Amy Weissner, and she replaces White. Williams will trigger the inbound for the Ravens. Lobbed into Dunn. Ravens have a fresh 30 to work with off a foul. Now Ware comes off a screen from Dunn, gives to Watson. Watson, her pass inside to Hawkins was tipped. Dunn looked to keep it alive. It goes out of bounds. Last touched by Hannah Dunn. Third AU turnover. And now McVeigh will check in for the Ravens and replace Hawkins. Flynn to Weissner. That's Weissner's first touch since checking in. Her entry pass out of bounds will go to AU. I'll say that was not deflected.
Let's go, here we go. Get one. So you got the cutter coming.
McVeigh to Watson. Now Dunn puts it on the floor, needs help. Risky pass, but Watson comes down with it. They break the timeline, and now Watson puts it on the floor, looks to attack, keeps her dribble, goes to the basket, floater too strong. Rebound belongs to Flynn. Tennant pushes ahead to Spears, thought about the three, kicks back to Tennant. Now Flynn on the left wing, inside to Curtis. Curtis makes her move on McVeigh, lays it in with the right hand. Zoe Curtis has 6 of Earlham's 9 with 6:48 to play. Ravens still looking for their first points. Watson comes down with a risky pass from Ware, kicks to Williams. She'll let the corner three go, misses everything. Curtis has the rebound. Pushed ahead to Spears. Back to Tennant. She steps into a three, banks it in, and it's 12-0 Earlham. Dunn to Watson. Ware couldn't handle the pass, and Tennant has another steal. Bounce pass to Weissner. Inside to Curtis. She lays it in. No foul called. And another timeout. 6:09 left in the first quarter. Earlham leads 14-0. Back from the timeout, Watson will inbound on the baseline. Gives to Hawkins. Now back to Watson. She breaks the timeline, is fouled from behind. White thought she had a clean steal, and that's her second foul. So that'll bring Tennant back in for the Quakers. Watson mounds on the sideline to Dunn. Now back with Watson. She gives to Dunn. Dunn, three from the left wing, rims out. Rebound inside belongs to Spears. She outlets to Tennant. Weissner now looks to drive on Williams. Good baseline defense from Burnell. It's reversed to Tennant on the left wing. Spears, top of the key, 13 on the clock. It's reversed to Weissner in the right corner. Now Tennant, top of the key. Crosses over on Dunn, steps back. 3 seconds is called on Rosie Newhart, freshman center out of Osgood, Indiana, that had just checked in. The third first quarter turnover for the Quakers. Dunn looks to attack the basket, has it poked free from behind by Spears, goes out of bounds. Remains AU basketball, 22 seconds on the shot clock. Jordan Ware checks back in for AU. She'll replace Williams. Ware lobbed into Hawkins. Hawkins, good move up and under, but has it poked free. And a tie-up is called between Hawkins and Newhart. Possession arrow belongs to AU. Ware inbounds to Watson in the corner. He looks inside to McVeigh. McVeigh faces up on Newhart, puts it on the deck. Has it poked free off her knee. Possession back to Earlham. Tennant to Joseph. Looking inside to Newhart, out of bounds. Good interior defense from McVeigh. Raven basketball. Watson, lob to Hawkins. Hawkins back to Watson. They've broken the press. Now Ware in the left wing. Puts it on the deck, looks for Dunn. Out of bounds. Was deflected by Bowling. Will stay with AU. 4:43 on the game clock. 14 on the shot clock. Watson inbounds to Dunn. Dunn gives back to Watson. 10 on the clock. Dunn on the right wing. Inside to Hawkins. Hawkins kicks back to Dunn. Dunn puts it on the deck. Attacks the basket up the right hand. Left it short. Rebound to McVeigh. She left it short. Gets her own rebound. Goes back up and is fouled. And McVeigh will head to the line with a chance to get the Ravens on the board. Marlowe, a 69% free throw shooter on the season. Converts the first free throw and with 4:29 left in the first. AU finally on the board. Flynn and Curtis back in for the Quakers. Zoe Curtis already with 8 points on 4 of 4 shooting. McVeigh hits both. Spears. Now Weissner looks to attack. She's bumped by Ware, no call. Curtis the offensive rebound, kicks back out to Flynn. She lets the three go from the right wing. That was partially blocked by Hawkins. Ware with the rebound, her outlet pass sails over the top of Watson. Out of bounds, Ravens miss a chance there to get a transition basket on their 6th turnover. Attacking is Bowling. It's kicked to Weissner. Inside to Curtis. Turns away from McVeigh. Missed the layup. Hawkins has the rebound. Ware crosses over on Tennant. Breaks the timeline. Now Dunn. Crosses over. Kicks back to Ware. Foul. Nope. 3 in the key is called instead on Hannah Hawkins. Another Raven turnover. Tennant walks it across. Three from Spears. That's good from the right wing. Earlham's lead swells back to 15. Ware picks up her dribble, needs help, finds Hawkins. Ravens got to get it across the timeline. Just do break it before the 10 count. Williams. She'll set it up top. Ware. Her cross-court pass tipped out of bounds by Weissner. Will stay with AU. 5 on the shot clock. Watson steps into a three from the right wing, knocks it down, assisted by Brunel Williams. First field goal of the afternoon for the Ravens comes with 2:58 left in the first quarter. Quakers looking to get it inside to Curtis. She catches on the block, blows by McVeigh, just left the layup too strong. Curtis averaging 12 points a game on the season, already with 8 in the first quarter. Ware crossover nearly has it poked free by Tennant, keeps the handle. Williams picks up her dribble, needs help, finds Ware, now entered inside to Dunn. Dunn turns over her right shoulder, goes up with the left hand, missed it left. Rebound Weissner. Tennant to Spears. Curtis established position early, but instead it's now Flynn at the top of the key. She gives to Weissner. Weissner back to Flynn. A deep three from the left wing. Rebound belongs to Watson. Brings it up the right side. Pass inside to Dunn, out of bounds, stays here. That'll bring Hannah Hawkins back into the game. She'll replace McVeigh. Williams inbounds to Dunn. Dunn crosses over, and she's fouled as she kicked it to the corner to Watson. Foul's charged to Flynn. That's her first foul. And she'll sub out, replaced by Kira Joseph, sophomore forward out of Indianapolis. Watson looking inside to Hawkins. That's out of bounds. She tried to force a pass that wasn't there. Weissner to Joseph. Now Spears. Entered inside to Curtis. She's got Dunn on her back up at the left hand, and Curtis lays it in. 10 first quarter points for Zoe Curtis. And another AU turnover. Tennant bounce pass to Weissner. Finds Curtis inside. Curtis is blocked by Hawkins. That's Hawkins' second block. She outlets to Dunn. Dunn dribbles it off her own knee, and now the Quakers have a 4-on-1. Tennant ahead to Joseph. Joseph somehow kept that in bounds. Finds Spears, and now the Quakers will set up. They have a 2-for-1 if they want it. Joseph's going to set a ball screen for Tennant. Tennant bounces back to Weissner. Weissner picks up a dribble, finds Joseph, top of the key, puts it on the deck, looks to attack Hawkins, kicks back to Tennant. Tennant kicks to Spears. Spears steps back on Ware, deep three. That's cash. Spears' third three of the first quarter. She's got 9. Spears and Curtis combined for 19 of Earlham's 22 points. Watson looks to attack the basket. She's ripped by Tennant. Tennant ahead to Spears. Spears pulls it out. 10 on the clock. Now Spears kicks to the corner to Weissner. Weissner looks to drive on Ware. Blocking foul called. Earlham will inbound on the baseline with 4.9 left in the first quarter as McVeigh checks back in. Inbounded to Spears, and she's fouled by Dunn. Inbounding in front of the bench is Tennant. 2 on the clock, got to get a shot. Spears comes off a flare screen, her 3 short, misses everything. And mercifully, the first quarter comes to an end. Earlham leads 22-5. Weissner. Now Spears on the right wing. Tennant. 10 on the clock for the Quakers. Spears blows by Dunn up at the left hand. Too strong. Rebound tipped out to Tennant, but did not hit the rim. Quakers got to go quickly. Ware blocks the baseline jumper from Weissner. Will remain Quaker ball. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Tennant will inbound. Tennant gets it into Weissner. She gets off a three with the left hand. Oh, man. And they give up a rebound to Stroud, but she blew the layup. Hawkins controlled the rebound. And Ware brings it across. Attacking the basket is done. She's fouled hard. That foul's on Tennant. Dunn heads to the line. She's 0 of 3 from the field. And 0 of 1 from 3. Misses the first free throw right. Does convert on the second. 22-6 with 9 minutes left in the first half. Stroud to Weissner. Now Tennant top of the key, guarded by Williams. Weissner looks to drive on Ware. Bounce pass to Tennant. Tennant attacks Williams, a floater, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds. Last touch by AU. Shot did not touch the rim, so the shot clock will not reset. Quakers got to work quickly with 5 on the shot clock. Tennant inbounded to Newhart. Stroud step back 3 from the left wing. Just grazes rim. Williams controls the rebound. Outletted to Hannah Dunn. Dunn to Williams. Williams has a screen from McVeigh. Entered inside to Hawkins. Hawkins kicks to Ware. Ware goes up with the right hand, is fouled and one. Can't believe that shot went in by the look on her face, but a great finish from Jordan Ware. Gets her on the board. And that'll bring Watson back in the game as she'll replace Hawkins. Ravens have struggled from the field, 1 of 8, but are 3 of 4 from the free throw line. And Ware makes it 4 of 5. Entry pass inside to Newhart, kicks back out to Tennant. Spears back to Tennant, 12 on the clock. Spears on the right wing. Now Weissner in the corner. Kick to Stroud. Stroud looks to drive left on Dunn. Out of control flip shot. And that is out of bounds. Back to AU as Flynn and Curtis check back in. AU had no answers for Zoe Curtis in the first quarter. Curtis averaging 12 points per game. Had 10 on 5 of 8 shooting alone in the first quarter. Watson double teamed. Lobbed ahead to McVeigh. McVeigh kicks to Williams in the corner. Now back to Watson. Ravens set up their half-court offense. Ware. Ravens discombobulated in their set. 10 on the clock. Inside to Dunn. Dunn dribbles it out of bounds. No, they'll say it was deflected. Still AU basketball. 6 on the shot clock. Baseline inbound for Williams. Bounced into Dunn, posting up Flynn, and she shuffled her feet before she made her move. First turnover of the second quarter for AU, 12th of the first half. Flynn gives to Spears, now sets her a ball screen. Weissner, her edge pass to Curtis, tipped by McVeigh in a tie-up between Watson and Weissner. Possession back with the Ravens. Watson attacks, has it ripped by Tennant, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by Watson. Hawkins back into the lineup for the Ravens, replaces Williams. Spears has a screen from Flynn. Entry pass intended for Curtis, kicked out of bounds, will stay with the Quakers. 22 on the shot clock. Inbound from the baseline. Spears will trigger the inbound into Curtis. Curtis turns over her left shoulder, now kicks to Weissner. Weissner's 12-footer, too strong. Rebound belongs to McVeigh. It's Marlowe's fourth rebound of the first half. Watson gives to Ware. Watson got away with a moving screen. Ware puts it on the deck, kicks to Dunn on the right wing. Dunn has a screen from McVeigh, has that ripped away by Weissner. And Weissner pushes ahead to Spears. Weissner, Flynn. Now Tennant on the left wing, kicks to Spears. Looking inside to Curtis. Great catch. Blew the left-handed layup, however. And a foul is called pursuing the rebound. That foul is on Curtis. That's her first. Watson finds Ware in the middle of the court. Press is broken. Ware looks to attack the basket. Kicks to McVeigh. McVeigh lets the 17-footer go. That's short. And the rebound is Weissner's. 3-on-1 for the Quakers. Bounce pass to a trailing Spears. Up with the right hand. She's fouled. Couldn't convert. She and Watson both hit the floor. That's Watson's first foul. Second team foul for the Ravens. Spears has an opportunity to join Curtis in double figures. Hits the first free throw. Spears on the season, an 81% free throw shooter. She's averaging 7.6 points per game, so has already exceeded her season average. If she hits the second, gives her 11. There's still 26 minutes of basketball to play. Watson to Hawkins. Lob to Ware. Dangerous pass. Ware attacks the basket. Up with the left hand, no good. Curtis yanks down the rebound. Outlets to Tennant. Now Flynn gives to Spears. Now sets her a ball screen. Bowling inside to Curtis. Curtis turns over the left shoulder, up with the right hand, banks it in. Curtis and Spears just going back and forth for the game high in points. Now Curtis with 12 matches her season average. 5 minutes to play in the first half. Another AU turnover as Flynn catches that pass that had been intended for Ware. Ware had her back turned to it and never saw it coming. It's the 15th first half turnover for AU. Bowling puts it on the floor, attacks the basket up with the right hand, too strong. Fifth rebound of the game for McVeigh. Williams will check back in for AU, next dead ball. Dunn crosses over left to right, kicks to Watson on the left wing. Her three way off, short and left. Rebound Spears. She pushes ahead to Bowling. Bowling fumbled the pass but tracks it down, gives back to Spears. Earlham initiates their set. Tennant to Flynn. Looking inside to Curtis. Instead, they give the Tennant top of the key. Kick to Flynn. Flynn got Hawkins in the air with the fake. Attacks the basket up with the left-hand scoop shot. That's good. And a 30-second timeout called by Coach Shade. 4:15 left in the first half. Earlham leads 28-9. Back from timeout, Hawkins. Inbounds to Dunn. Now back to Hawkins. She shuffled her feet, and that time was called for the travel. Got away with the walk on the first touch. Officials didn't miss it the second time. 16 turnovers for the Ravens. Quakers look inside to Curtis. Can't find her. It's reversed to Tennant on the left wing. Curtis cuts hard in front of McVeigh. Still can't get it inside to her. Now Bowling to Flynn. Now they find Curtis. Curtis faces up McVeigh, puts it on the deck. She's called for the walk. Only the 6th Quaker turnover. Second of the quarter. Dunn. Call for the, or draws the foul, excuse me. That's Spears picking up the foul, her first. Watson will check back in for AU at the next dead ball. Where? To Watson. Watson has a screen from McVeigh. Kicks to Williams. Williams looks inside to McVeigh. McVeigh puts it on the floor and is ripped clean by Tennant. Coming across on the double team, and Tennant brings it up for the Quakers. Finds Flynn wide open for three. And Mariah Flynn hits from downtown, now 1 of 3 from outside. 3 minutes left in this first half. Earlham leads 31-9. Cross-court pass to Dunn. She's double-teamed, finds Ware. Ware back to Watson. Watson attacks the basket, throws up a prayer. That's no good. Rebound Bowling, and Bowling will push. She pulls it out, gives to Tennant. Tennant lobbed inside to Curtis. Curtis turns over the left shoulder. Her hook, no good. And McVeigh with another rebound, her 6th. Dunn comes off the McVeigh screen, looks to attack Flynn. Out of bounds, the last touched by Dunn. Weissner, Meadows, and Newhart back into the game for the Quakers. Weissner back to Flynn. Now Tennant, left wing. Ball's reversed to Weissner, 15 on the shot clock. Meadows kicks to Flynn. Flynn looking inside to Newhart. Newhart from the short corner, no good. Rebound out of bounds. Last touched by Meadows. Williams helps her back to her feet. It's a Raven basketball. Hawkins will replace McVeigh. Watson inbounds to Williams. We're under 2 minutes left in the first half. Dunn looks to back down Newhart of the right hand. Hannah Dunn lays it in. That's her first field goal. She's got 3 points. Leads trim to 20. Weissner had it poked free, shoveled her feet, trying to regain possession, called for the travel. Hawkins. To Dunn. Dunn breaks the timeline. Out of bounds. Will stay with AU. 24 seconds on the shot clock. Watson inbounds to Ware. Ware attacks the basket, runs over Meadows. And that's a charge. Meadows, great help side. That's Ware's second foul. Flynn puts it on the deck. Now hands off to Meadows. Meadows attacks the basket, up with the right hand, no good. Ware yanks the rebound down. Pushed ahead to Watson. Inside to Hawkins. Hawkins lays it in with the right hand. Official's timeout as he lets Weissner collect herself, get back to her feet. And now we're under a minute to play in the first half. So Earlham leads 31-13. Weissner lost the handle out of bounds. Dunn. Kicks cross court to Ware. Ware puts her head down, attacks the basket, has it poked free. Newhart comes away with the steal. Goes back to Tennant. For Earlham works quickly. They have a 2-for-1. Weissner crosses over Dunn, up with the right hand, no good. Rebound controlled by Dunn. Ware is fouled by Meadows. And the Ravens will shoot 2 as that's the 5th team foul of the period. Ware's 1 of 1 from the stripe this afternoon. Now 2 for 2. She's got 4 points to lead AU. Second attempt rattles out. Earlham has the last shot of the half. Tennant has a screen from Flynn. Attacks the basket. Lost the handle. Kicked back out to Flynn. Flynn lets the 3 go. That's short. Just grazed rim. Tennant controls. Push floater. Does beat the horn. And Earlham will head into the locker room at halftime, leading 33-14. Earlham shoots only 33%. And AU only 27%. But the difference from 3 is Earlham was 5 of 10. AU 1 of 4 from 3. Earlham leads the rebounding battle 19-17, and AU with 20 first half turnovers, only 8 for the Quakers. That's the big difference in this game, as the Ravens have work to do in the second half, trailing by 19. And the Ravens will begin with possession for the second half. Starting lineups back on the floor for both teams. Watson, Ware, Hawkins, Williams, and Dunn for AU. Tennette, White, Spears, Flynn, and Curtis for the Quakers. Dunn, back to Watson at the top of the key. Williams, entry pass intended for Hawkins, stolen by the Quakers. Another AU turnover. Tennant pushes ahead to Spears. Cross-court pass to White. Flynn, top of the key. Thought about the three, now gives to Spears. Tennant looking for Curtis inside, can't find her. Flynn lobs it over the top, great catch. Curtis traveled before she went up the reverse. It's the right call. And a stop on the first defensive possession of the second half for the Ravens. Ware tries to split the double team, has it stolen. Tennant ahead to Spears, and she's got an uncontested layup. Spears now with a game high 13. Williams back to Dunn. Quakers pressing harder than they did in the first half. I think they're going to try and put this game to bed early here in the second half. Under pass for Hawkins, tipped out of bounds by White as she digs down. Stays Raven basketball, 19 on the shot clock. Battle to Dunn. Dunn looks to attack on Curtis. Her push shot misses everything. Spears has the rebound. Pushed ahead to White, and White misses the left-handed layup. Rebound belongs to Ware. She pushes across, looks to cross over on Tennant, had it poked free, and her pass, she tried to slip through to Williams, stolen by Flynn. The official blows play dead as Flynn runs off holding her hand. And that'll bring Kira Joseph back in for the Quakers. White will inbound. Gives to Tennant on the left wing. Tennant comes off a screen from Joseph. Attacks Dunn, kicks back out to Spears. Reverse to Joseph. Joseph spins on Ware, up with the right hand off glass, banks it in. Kyra Joseph with a strong take. She's on the board. Earlham now has their largest lead of the afternoon. Hawkins to Watson. Williams. Ware inside to Hawkins. Hawkins finds Dunn. Dunn up with the left hand, no good. Curtis has the rebound for the Quakers. And she's fouled. That foul's charged to Hawkins, her first foul, first team foul. McVeigh checks in for AU and replaces Ware. Joseph to White. White attacks the basket up with the right hand, banks it in. After early foul trouble in the first half, White now on the board in the second. Dunn has it ripped away by Tennant. Tennant ahead to White, and White with another layup. And an AU timeout. 41-14, 7:25 to play in the third. Watson inbounds on the baseline to Williams. Dunn gives to Watson. Now Watson will set up the offense for AU. Dunn on the left wing. Comes off the McVeigh screen, looks inside to Hawkins. Hawkins couldn't come up with the catch. White has the steal. Tennant. Now Weissman. Bounce pass inside to Curtis, and Curtis up with the right hand. No good. Dunn needs help, but she's doubled by Tennant, and White finds Watson. Watson breaks the 10 count. Dunn looks to attack Tennant, and she's fouled. Tennant thought she picked it clean. And it will be called on the floor, so the Ravens will inbound on the baseline. And Williams throws that directly out of bounds into the Raven bench. Quaker basketball. White to Tennant. Weissman back to Tennant. White wants it on the left wing. Tennant drives, kicks to Weissman. Tennant looks to drive on Ware. Finds White in the corner. White puts it on the deck, attacks the basket. Her floater no good. Newhart rips down the rebound inside. She missed, and McVeigh controls the rebound. Watson. Her pull-up jumper too strong. Long rebound to White. Skip pass to Weissner, steps into a long two, that's no good. Watson has the rebound for the Ravens. Ware to Dunn, look inside to McVeigh, she has Newhart on her back, turns and fades, left it short, Williams tips the rebound, but out to White. White finds Jordan streaking up the floor, and Joseph, lays it in. 43-14. Ware has it ripped away, and first to the floor is White. Oh, she's called for a foul. I think that was just good hustle, and she beat Ware to the basketball, but she picks up the foul. That's her third. Spears checks in, replaces Tennant. Watson inbounds to Williams. Now Dunn. Her floater somehow drops from the left elbow. Very interesting shot selection there, but Dunn wills it home. Now she's got a team high 5 points. Joseph blows by Williams, bounce pass inside to Newhart, and she's fouled on the floor by Dunn. Bowling inbounding on the baseline for the Quakers. Can't find anybody, finds Weissner, but that's stolen away by Watson. Watson now pushes in transition, gets back to the right hand, up with the layup. No good, rebound tipped out by Newhart. And Williams will let it go out of bounds. It'll stay Anderson basketball. Watson inbounds to Dunn in the backcourt. Watson. Inside to Hawkins. Now Dunn up at the right hand. No good, but she was fouled. That foul charge to Weissner. And Dunn will shoot 2. And is 1 of 2 from the free throw line this afternoon. Now 1 for 3. Dunn a 61% shooter from the stripe on the season. Rattles home the second. Weissner comes off the Joseph screen, kicks to Spears. Entered to Newhart in the post. Newhart looks to make her move on McVeigh, and McVeigh's called for the foul. She thought it was a clean block, but she came down. Got to stay straight up. Newhart hits the first free throw. That's her first points. Newhart only averages 4 points a game. Automatic from the free throw line, though. 87% free throw shooter on the season. Rattles home the second. And she's subbed out, replaced by Curtis. Dunn to Williams. Williams couldn't come up with a catch, but she was fouled. Caught a break as Tennant had already picked up the basketball and started to push and transition for the Quakers. But the foul is charged to Bowling as a loose ball foul. 4th team foul of the quarter for the Quakers. Ravens will shoot 2 on the next team foul. Inbounded to Ware. Dunn. Wing inside to Hawkins. Hawkins somehow comes away with the catch, fades from the basket and banks it in. Hannah Hawkins, 2 for 2 from the field. She's got 4. Flynn thought about stepping into a 3 and said look for Curtis. McVeigh poked it free from behind. Ravens have the takeaway. Dunn is fouled. Took another unconventional shot, but she'll head to the free throw line. That foul is charged to Tennant. That's her 3rd. Dunn hits the first free throw. Watson back in for the Ravens. Weissner back in, replaces Tennant. Tennant's been impressive for the Quakers. 5 points go along with 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 2 of 3 shooting. As Dunn misses the second free throw, but Tennant's done a great job of playing with pace for the Quakers. Stepping into a 3 from the right wing is Spears. That's short. Flynn tips rebound back out to Weissner. Fresh 30 for the Quakers. Weissner to Flynn. Got it in the corner. Now Weissner on the left wing. Top of the key, Spears. Curtis wants it. They can't find her. Now lobbed into Curtis. Kicks back out to Bowling. Bowling blows by Hawkins. Her floater short, but she's fouled. That's fouls charged to Hawkins. That's her 2nd foul. Bowling is 73% free throw shooter on the season. Averages just under 5 points a game. Rolls home the first. Earlham now 5 of 5 from the line this afternoon. Hits both. Lead is now 47-20 with 2:35 to play in the quarter. Ware, bounce pass back to Dunn. And Dunn has it picked, but somehow gets it back. Entered inside to Hawkins. Hawkins up with the right hand. Lays it in and is fouled. Foul is charged to Curtis. And Hawkins will head to the line trying to complete the three-point play. White back in, replaces Bowling.
Box out and go.
Hawkins converts a three-point play. Flynn. To Weissner. Bounce pass inside to Curtis. Turns over left shoulder. Her bank shot too strong. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touched by Flynn. Watson lobs to Dunn. Now Ware pulls up from 8 and banks it in. Ware now with 6. Flynn, Weister on the left wing. Comes off a screen from Flynn. Her pass was kicked by Ware. Spears on the right wing. Comes off a screen from Flynn, gives to White. White finds Flynn cutting to the basket, and she traveled on the catch. Watson. Dunn brings it across. Kicks to McVeigh. McVeigh steps into an 18-footer. That misses everything. Spears brings it across. Bounce pass to Flynn. Got Watson in the air. Faked the three. Pulls up from 8 feet. Too strong. Crashing hard for the rebound is White. And she is fouled by Ware. She'll shoot 2. That's Ware's 3rd foul. 5th team foul. White's got 4 points, along with 2 rebounds and 1 assist. 2 of 5 shooting, hits her first free throw. Second free throw from White, good as well. Earlham now 8 of 8 from the line. Dunn. Finds Ware. Ware puts her head down, attacks the basket, looks inside to Hawkins. Good catch. Hawkins attempted to kick it back out. Pass was deflected, stolen by Weissner. Under a minute left in the third. Flynn, her entry pass for Curtis was tipped. Curtis tracked it down, however, and now it's reversed back into the corner to Weissner. Her three too strong. McVeigh has the rebound. Dunn throws that out of bounds. Was looking for Hawkins, threw it right into the support of the backboard. Ten-second difference between shot and game clock. Spears to Weissner, inside to Curtis. Curtis up with the right hand, banks it home. Beat McVeigh with the drop step. Now the Ravens have the last shot of the quarter, but they turn it over immediately. Weissner attacks the basket with the left hand, lays it in over McVeigh. The lead is now 53-25. Watson finds Ware. Back to Watson. Watson puts her head down, has it stolen. Loose ball on the floor. And a tie-up is called. Earlham basketball. 3.2 seconds to play in the quarter. Inbounded to Spears. Spears steps into a three over Ware. Missed it short. Goes out of bounds. And that'll bring an end to the third quarter. Earlham leads 53-25. Mounted to Ware in the fourth quarter underway. Ware kicks to Williams on the left wing. Watson. Bounce pass inside to Hawkins. Hawkins kicks back to Williams. Williams long two. That's good. Brunette Williams with her first basket of the afternoon, assisted by Hawkins. A little inside-out action there for the Ravens. Bounce pass entered inside to Newhart. Newhart fades, and her hook is good. Made an assertive move on the taller Hawkins. Leads back to 28. Joseph steals that pass intended for Hawkins and lays in the layup in transition. Earlham has their largest lead of the afternoon, 57-27. Dunn is fouled by Spears. That's Spears' second foul, first team foul of the quarter. Inbounded to Hawkins, finds Dunn cutting the basket. Dunn throws up a prayer with the left hand, no good, missed everything. Rebound tipped out to Weissner. Weissner pushing in transition. Bounce pass for Newhart too late, and the kick is called. And now Shannon Pittman will make her first appearance for the Quakers as McVeigh returns and replaces Hawkins. Joseph. Pittman's first touch since checking in. Reverse to Tennant. Pass thrown off the foot of Watson, and she pushes ahead in transition, runs over Pittman, but a block is called. Watson misses the first free throw. First trip to the line for Rihanna this afternoon. 75% free throw shooter on the season, hits the second. Pittman. Tennant. Her pass inside stolen by McVeigh. Williams. Dribbles it out of bounds. Back to Quaker basketball. Pittman puts it on the deck going left, gives to White. Tennant. Pittman tried to step through and was called for the walk. Hawkins will check back in for the Ravens, replaces Dunn. Watson. Retreat dribble, gives to Ware. McVeigh lets the jump shot go and knocks it down from the baseline. It's McVeigh's first field goal. Leads 27. Pittman lets the three go, and Shannon Pittman on the board as she hits the triple. Earlham's matched their largest lead of 30. Ware, back to Watson. Watson gives it ahead to Ware. Ravens have numbers. Ware looking inside for McVeigh, but that's stolen by Pittman. Tennant to Pittman. Now White. Back to Pittman. Fake the three from the same spot. Attacks the basket. Her bank shot too strong, and McVeigh has the rebound. Outlet to Ware. Ware's pass tipped out of bounds by Joseph. Dunn back in the lineup for AU. Flynn and Curtis return for the Quakers. Replace Newhart and Joseph. Ware will sit for AU. Williams. To Dunn. Hawkins turns over the right shoulder. Her left-handed bank shot is good. And Hannah Hawkins up to 9 points on 4-4 shooting now. AU catches a break as they didn't get back in defense, but White's pass too tall for Curtis. He goes out of bounds. The 16th Earlham turnover. Dunn comes off a screen from McVeigh. Dunn fouled on the floor before the shot. Fouls charged to Pittman. Inbounded to Hawkins. Hawkins, no good, gets her own rebound, back up with the right hand, and she's fouled. Hawkins' first free throw is short. Spears checks back in and replaces Pittman. Second free throw's good. Flynn. White back to Spears. Spears inside to Curtis. Curtis was fouled on the catch. Foul's called on McVeigh. That's the second team foul. McVeigh's second personal. White will inbound on the baseline. Her inbounds pass was kicked. It remains Earlham basketball. Flynn wide open from the corner. Hawkins lost her, and Flynn hits the jump shot. She's got 7. Watson. Williams. Her cross-court pass to Dunn. Entered inside to Hawkins. She kicks back out to Dunn. Dunn lets the three go. And Hannah Dunn hits the three. Second three in 5 tries for the Ravens this afternoon. White gives to Spears. Spears up from the left wing for 3. Too strong. Flynn rips down the rebound. Banks home the putback. Dunn crosses over on Tennant. Now Williams. Looking inside to Hawkins, and she's fouled by Curtis. Curtis had her arm pinned on the catch. That's Curtis' 3rd foul. And Hawkins will head to the line on the 5th team foul, where she'll shoot 2. She hits the first free throw. Now 3 of 4 from the line is Hawkins. McVeigh subs out for AU as Williams returns. Excuse me, as Ware returns. Hawkins hits again, 65% free throw shooter on the season, 4 of 5 this afternoon. She's got 12 to lead AU. Inside to Curtis, she had deep positioning, and her kick-out pass stolen by Dunn. Out of bounds remains Earlham basketball. Inbounds pass lobbed in the direction of Hawkins, but it goes out of bounds, touched by no one. 34th AU turnover. 4:30 to play. Earlham leads 64-38. White, corner to Tennant. Now White sets up the offense. Tennant lobbed inside to Curtis. Curtis double teamed, and she's blocked by Hawkins. Gets her own rebound, but a tie-up is called. Remains Earlham basketball. And a timeout called by AU. 30-second timeout, 4:11 to play. Back from the timeout, inbounded to White. Spears. Entered to Curtis. Curtis fades near the end of the clock and missed everything. Shot clock violation. Dunn. Pushes her teammates forward, and she'll bring it across. Picks up her dribble just across the timeline, hands off to Ware. Williams. Watson looking inside to Hawkins. A good catch from Hannah. Kick back out to Watson. She steps into a three. Left it short. Crashing hard for the rebound to secure her own miss. Kick back to Ware inside to Hawkins. Hawkins up with the left hand, no good, and Curtis has the rebound. Pushed ahead to White. White puts her head down, now steps back, pulls it out. Tennant has it in the corner, back to White. Ball's reversed to Spears, 8 on the clock. Tennant, White, her bullet pass inside was stolen by Hawkins. And 3 minutes to play as Watson brings it across. Her pass intended for Hawkins, tipped out of bounds. McVeigh back into the game as she replaces Hawkins. Hannah Hawkins had only 2 points at the end of the first half, but has come on strong in the second half. Now has a team high 12. Ware entered inside to Dunn. Dunn missed the left-handed layup. The rebound belonged to Stroud. A jump ball is called. I think that could have been a foul on Dunn. And now the officials will confer. Hawkins checks back in for AU, replaces Williams. And the shot clock will reset. So AU, new shot clock will inbound. Inbounded to Hawkins. Hawkins' bank shot is good. She's got 14. Where it comes away with the deflection. And a foul called. Foul is charged to White, and Ware will shoot. That's the 5th team foul. So Ware back to the line, just 2 of 3 there this afternoon, now 3 for 4. Stroud subs out. As Shea Stanley checks in for Earlham. Ware hits both free throws. White on the right wing, kicks to Joseph, top of the key. Now Stanley with her first touch. Bounce pass kicked by Ware. Pittman will check back in for the Quakers. She'll replace White. Tennant. Stanley. Stanley needs help, gives to Pittman. Now Tennant drills back to the top of the key. Stanley, Pittman blows by Hawkins. Finds Tennant open for a long 2. No good, long rebound tracked down by Ware. Ware will push up the left side. Off balance shot, misses the rim completely. It's back with Earlham. And a timeout called by Coach Watson just to get subs into the game. As Meadows checks in. Meadows will inbound for the Quakers. 1:34 to play. Tennant. To Stanley. Now reverse to Meadows on the left wing. Stanley faked the 3. 10 on the clock for Tennant. She kicks to Meadows. Inside to Newhart with McVeigh on her back. Finds Pittman. Pittman with the up and under, attacks the basket and lays it in. Ware. Kicks to the corner. Watson puts it on the floor, drives it. Meadows straight up was Pittman, so no foul. And Tennant has the rebound. She'll slow it down. So Earlham look to work the ball around, take some time off the clock. We're under a minute to play. 18 on the shot clock, entered to Pittman in the high post. She kicks to Meadows. Meadows attacks the basket up with the right hand, no good. Newhart's rebound, and she's blocked by Hawkins. Watson has the rebound. Watson kicks to a trailing Ware, and Ware lays it in with the right hand. Four-second difference between the shot and game clock as Tennant brings it across. Tennant will let some more time come off the clock, dribbling near the volleyball line. Baseline official blows his whistle, calls another official over to confer. And they call a foul on Pittman. Foul occurred away from the ball. And Spears checks in. She'll replace Pittman. And Pittman will check out. So now AU basketball likely their last possession of the game. Watson brings it across, under 15 seconds remain. Hawkins back to McVeigh. McVeigh lets a three go from the top of the key, too strong. Rebound for Tennant, and she will dribble out the clock as Earlham will pick up their fourth win of the season and fourth in HCAC play, improve to 4-15 on the year, 4-8 in conference. AU falls to 0-19, 0-12 in conference. Earlham shoots 38% from the field, AU 36%. Earlham 6 of 16 from 3, and AU 2 of 7. Earlham was 8 of 8 from the free throw line, AU 14 of 20. Rebounding battle won by the Quakers 36-32. AU with 34 turnovers for the second game in a row. The Quakers with 20. Earlham led wire to wire. Zoe Curtis had 14 to lead the way for the Quakers. Hannah Hawkins matched her 14 to tie for the game high with AU. Kendall Spears had 13 points on 4 of 10 shooting, and then Mariah Flynn with 9 for Earlham. Again, Hawkins with 14 points for AU, and then Jordan Ware and Hannah Dunn added 10 apiece, 9 rebounds for Marlo McVeigh. Only 2 home contests remain for the women's team. They're on the road their next 3 games. They travel to Defiance on Wednesday, and then Hanover on Saturday, and then they're on the road at Manchester again Wednesday before they're back home here on the 10th, hosting Bluffton in game 1 of the doubleheader. About a 25-minute delay here before the men's game. We'll be back with you for game 2 of the doubleheader.